Whoa. I was holding my breath a lot longer than when I just started record. Whoa. What? I listened to the movie. They told me not to breathe, so there I was, not breathing. Anyway, hey there guys, what's up? What's going on? It's Autobot Mike 18 here, back here with another movie review and another one of my infamous corny ass intros. Guys, I have a new movie review. I know, sorry for the departure in last week's reviews from my normal YouTube setup, but I'm back in the YouTube room, as I don't even have a name for it. I don't know. Guys, I saw a new movie tonight. I actually saw two movies, did another double feature like I did last week, but I went to my standard theater that gets all the mainstream films. And guys, I saw and will be reviewing in this video Don't Breathe. I listened to the movie. I actually did. Yes, guys, I saw Don't Breathe this Thursday night evening. I went to the late night Thursday screening. I went to like a 9:30 showing. So my review for Don't Breathe, I'm going to get up right away. And I also saw, before I saw Don't Breathe, I saw two really short movies tonight. I also saw Southside with You. Very interesting movie, very interesting concept. I'm going to get my review up for that this weekend, but I saw that before, so I saw both. And yeah, time to get reviews up to you guys, because you know what? This is basically the last week of August, so this is the end of the summer movie season. Officially, we Don't Breathe. Look out for my top 10 best movies of the summer 2016 coming soon, because Don't Breathe is officially, in my book, the last movie of the summer. Last big movie this summer. So guys, Don't Breathe is directed by Fede Alvarez, and this movie got a lot of buzz, I think, when the trailers dropped, specifically when it came out during, I believe it was premiered at some film festival. I don't know if it was South by Southwest, I don't remember which one, but it got some buzz, it got some iffy reviews, but a lot of people were saying it was pretty cool and interesting and just an all-around good movie, so I was definitely excited to check it out. So guys, Don't Breathe essentially follows a group of young teenagers, three young teenagers, who essentially break into homes. That's pretty much what they do. They break into homes, they steal stuff, jewelry, expensive electronics and everything, and that's essentially how they make a living. Now, they get their next hit is the house of an ex-army veteran old man, played by Stephen Lang in this movie, and he's blind. So they think this is going to be a cinch, a walk in the park. They have their own motivations for why they want to rob this man's house. I really don't want to say what specifically is drawing them to the house, but it's something particular. It's something they believe is somewhere within his house, something that they think he's guarding safely, and they want it from him. So they plan to rob his house late at night. They go into the house. They think it's going to be a cinch. They think it's going to be they probably think it's going to be the easiest robbery they've ever had to commit. They don't think they're going to have to do this anymore after they get what's in his house. But lo and behold, they are dead wrong, okay? Because this guy, he might be blind, but holy crap, he will kick your ass. So they're in for a whole world of hurt and pain as they have to now, essentially, they break into a house and now they have to survive breaking into a house because their lives are at stake. That's Don't Breathe for you guys. So yeah, that is essentially the premise of the movie. It's a home invasion movie with a spin on it. There you have it. What more could you ask for? So guys, yeah, Don't Breathe. I definitely was looking forward to the movie. As I said, I also said, I believe I said that, or maybe I didn't, I'll say it now. I thought that the concept going into this movie, from the trailers, I thought was pretty interesting. I was like, okay, I've seen the home invasion thriller, your typical home invasion thriller. We've got good ones, we've gotten meh ones, and then we've gotten just plain old bad ones. And I like, the trailers look cool and everything, but at the same time, there's always that small bit of me that is definitely skeptical going into these types of movies. Oh, there's going to be cliches. Oh, these characters are going to be dumb. That character's going to do something stupid. Here we go. So, of course, you got to have that bit of skepticism going in. But I got to say, after coming out of Don't Breathe, I can positively tell you guys that this movie isn't your typical home invasion thriller with just terrible cliches and bad characters. I think it's a movie that is above that bad type of home invasion thriller, and it's something different. It definitely feels different and original to an extent. You know what I'm talking about? And I really enjoyed the movie. I had quite a bit of fun with it. I was quite a bit shocked and distraught with some of it as well, so I can't wait to talk about that stuff, of course, without spoiling anything. But yeah, guys, I had a pretty enjoyable experience, and I definitely feel that Don't Breathe isn't your typical a typical thriller, you know, specifically in the home invasion genre. I feel it's a lot different. I mean, we've had great ones like The Strangers, and then we've had shit ones like The Purge. The first Purge. Yeah, not good. Very, very bad. Okay? And I think that Don't Breathe is definitely, like, here's The Purge, here's Don't Breathe. There you go. Perfect summation of this movie. No, guys, in all seriousness, I think Don't Breathe works as well as it does because it avoids those certain cliches. The characters aren't total idiots, and these characters for the most part are compelling, and there's always something that a character does that's either going to piss you off and make you say, I want to see that character get that. Like, I want to see that character just get messed up beyond belief. And that happens a lot in this movie, and it actually kept my enjoyment quite a bit because here's the deal. This is a film about protagonists who are robbers, okay? So we're supposed to care for these characters. And I want to just preface this and say this much, because I know this was something a lot of people were worried about. I saw this in the comments a lot on YouTube and everywhere else. People were saying, I don't care about these kids. I hope the blonde guy kicks their ass. I really do. They're breaking into his house. It's self-defense, okay? So what am I going to care about these kids? Guys, let me just tell you this much. Maybe the first half, maybe you're going to sympathize with the old blind guy. Oh, yeah, he's a, you know, these kids are assholes. They're breaking into his house. He deserves to defend himself. The movie goes on and on and on, and you guys, you're not going to care about the blind guy anymore after this movie. Oh, my goodness. This guy is brutal. He's treacherous. He is he's a one-man army in this movie, and not in the good way. Like, yeah, you could have had the character who just defends his house, but then you have the old blind guy who's a sadistic, crazy guy who has other secrets, dark, dirty secrets within his house, and as these things get revealed, my enjoyment just got more and more intense, and I got more and more involved in the movie because I love the way that the filmmakers, and specifically this movie in general, slowly reveals information. There's always a twist here or there, or there's always a problem that comes in the way of our protagonist, keeping them from getting a chance to escape the house. And I love that the most about this movie. That's what kept my engagement so strongly with Don't Breathe. There was always an obstacle for these characters. They never had it easy. Any moment where I thought they were going to have it easy, nope, something bad is going to happen, just like that with the snap of a fingers. And the fact that the creepy old blind guy is actually a brutal, hardcore former army vet who is not going to take no shit, the fact that that is your antagonist in this film, that is what made it all the more enjoyable because, wow, this guy really, really stole the show. And not only was I just like, yeah, do that to those kids. They suck. They're awful. I hate them. Their motivations, whatever. Who cares? But then at other times I was like, ugh. This blind guy deserves what he's got coming to him. And I love that about this movie. I love that. These are all bad people. Every character in this movie is a bad person, and I love that. It's so different, and I actually got latched on to all of these characters because of it. There's not one character who's morally a good character. You may have a character like our main female role, played by Jane Levy, who thinks she's doing this for the right reason, but she's really not. She's robbing an old blind guy. It's not morally right at all. But then you have an old blind guy who's got his own illegal things going on within his house. So why not? Okay, let's just see who wins. Okay, it became like a fight to the death for me, and that's what I took away from Don't Breathe. All kidding aside, though, I think that the motivations of our robber characters are present. They're fleshed out specifically for Jane Levy's character, but honestly, with her motivation in particular, which is spoiled right in the trailers, I feel that I understood where they were going with her reasons for why she's robbing this house, and I bought into it, but at the same time I didn't, because I only got one scene to show me what her home life is like, and that was just like, okay, this is why she's doing it. And I was like, I want another scene or two to really like sell it to me, like, okay, this is really this bad for her. She has no other option other than to rob this guy's house. So there you have it, okay? So I do feel that, this isn't a perfect home invasion thriller. And, it definitely is not without flaws, but it is 100% entertaining and thrilling throughout, because there's always a twist or turn that was thrown throughout this film. There's always an obstacle for our characters, and the fact that our main blind character, played by Stephen Lang, is such a boss and is literally one of the creepiest characters I've seen in a movie since. It's not just because he's blind, he just looks creepy, like he's all old and, his face is all wrinkly. So there are two moments where I genuinely was just creeped the hell out, not because of what he was doing, just because like his appearance, like his physical appearance. There's one moment, it's essentially our introduction to him when these kids get in the house. I loved it. It was like a jump scare, but it wasn't a jump scare. Like it sent shivers down my spine, and I was freaked out, and I got a little like, ugh. But at the same time, I thought it was a solid introduction to that character, and I was like, okay, I'm in for this. Like, this guy, he's creeping me out. I feel bad for him, but he's creeping me out already. And his actions just get worse and worse and worse. He gets more and more sadistic and more creative, and just always is probably one above these kids, even though he's blind, for God's sake. So I love that with this film. I think performances are all great. Stephen Lang killed it as the blind guy. Awesome work. I think Jane Levy is great. I think the other two guys who play the robbers are good for the most part. And I think another one of the best elements of this film, working so well as a home invasion thriller, your typical, cat and mouse type game that gets really bloody and really disturbing. And that's what engaged me as much as it did. Like, I got really like disgusted by what I was watching as the events in this film progress and as certain bits of information get revealed. And oh my goodness, there's a moment in this movie I was just like, oh, they went there. They did it. Yep, they did it. Don't feel bad for anyone anymore. Wow. So yeah, I think that the story is very creative and everything, but one thing that I think worked so well to this movie was indeed Fede Alvarez's direction. I hope I'm saying his name right. I love the way this guy uses the camera. The very smooth camera work. I love how basically the whole moment where they're breaking into the house is kind of pulled off in a one take, even though you could tell that there's visible cuts, but it's going for that one take feel. I think his camera work is just so smooth, and it gave me this like really like hectic, like awkward feeling as I was watching the movie. I don't know what it was. There's a couple of other just like really long takes that I thought worked really well to the film's advantage and to the intensity of what was going on in the world. And I really loved certain cuts that were made to essentially jump scare moments that worked because there wasn't music that blasted, or just the typical like, oh, here's a jump scare, I'm gonna throw it at your face here, I'm just gonna raise this one particular sound effect and just scare the hell out of you because of that one sound effect, or I'm just gonna throw something at the camera screen. It wasn't like that. It's just moments where this blind guy just pops up out of nowhere and you're like, holy shit, that's genuinely terrifying. That happened to me about 2 or 3 times in this movie. I was like, wow, that worked. It worked. It really did. So guys, in the end, the bottom line, I think Don't Breathe is a smart, different, highly gripping, thrilling home invasion thriller. Not without its flaws, though. I honestly feel, again, as I said earlier, motivations for the characters, if they were going the way, they could have went a different direction with the goals of these characters. I honestly feel that they needed to be made stronger, made more prevalent. In all honesty, I feel we need to spend more time with them before they get to the house and get into the robbery. I do feel that the third act for me was nowhere near as engaging or as exciting as the previous 2 acts. I do feel that the characters did dumb things that act, I thought like things started to slip just a hair. And my one other problem with this movie was a decision to show a scene. The first scene in this movie is a scene that happens later on in the film. I really wish they didn't show it, because for me it took a lot of the excitement out of it, because I was like, okay, well, if this is being shown here, well, I know what's going to happen to this character or this character now. So I thought that was a little disappointing. I would have just cut the first scene out entirely. We didn't need to see it in the beginning. I don't think it made any difference if that was in the beginning or not. I bet if you cut it out, it would be fine. So guys, in the end, Don't Breathe is pretty good. I had fun with it. I think it's really creepy, it's disturbing, it's really freaking messed up, and it's really suspenseful and thrilling. It has the ending for me, you're gonna have to really extend your logic, and you're gonna be like, okay, I don't totally buy that. But I think in the end, you'll buy behind it. Guys, Don't Breathe is a lot better than this could have been, though. This could have been a disaster. It really wasn't. I pretty much enjoyed it. Had fun with it, and I thought it was pretty different. And this blind guy, holy crap. Wow, that's all I gotta say. Guys, in the end, I'm gonna give Don't Breathe a solid grade of an 8.75 out of 10 or a B+. If you got nothing to do this weekend, go see it. It's worth your time. It's worth your money overall. Yeah, it's pretty good. So guys, those are my thoughts on Don't Breathe. Thank you so much for watching my review. If you guys have seen the movie, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye, guys.